My next guest makes his Bellator debut coming up here March 2nd at Bellator 195. He's going to be taking on Teagan Dooley. It is Kevin Holland back on the program. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Doing real good. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, but not as good as you, man. You're fighting for Bellator. It's a big deal. How did this all come together with you, signing with Bellator and being on this card?
Oh, man. It kind of just came together. I was actually supposed to fight once before on there, a couple times before on there. One time was when I first started out in my career. My mom was working as my manager. She had no idea who Bellator was at the time, and we let that blow past us. A couple years later, actually, at the end of last year, they were like, do you want to fight? I was like, yeah. A couple of locals were pulling out, so I wasn't able to get on the card. But this time around, same card I was supposed to be on, Teagan Dooley was on there. So now he's on this next card, and they needed somebody to fight Teagan Dooley. He seemed like he was down. He came from 205 to 185. And you know me, I'm always ready to scrap. So I just felt like it was a golden opportunity to go on there and showcase what I could really do on a higher scale.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now, is this just like, I know Bellator sometimes when they sign fighters, sometimes they just sign them exclusively, and then other times there's just like one fight deals. What's sort of the stipulation of your contract? Is it like a full out exclusive deal, or is it just like a one fight contract, and we'll see sort of what happens? Yeah,
man. Me personally, I'm in the one fight contract, so it was a one fight contract, and it worked out perfectly. I would like to sign a big contract. That'd be awesome, but you also like to sign a contract at a higher scale. So when I say that, I would like to be able to show them that I can perform on that higher scale. I can perform on that level. And then we could talk numbers, and then the numbers might make more sense,
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. And again, your record, I mean, it sort of speaks for itself. I imagine, especially fighting for Bellator, you get another win here. I mean, that's an appealing record for any promotion looking to sign someone. But we'll talk about that after. But first, I wanted to talk about your last fight. Of course, I talked to you before that one. That was against Hayward Charles at XKO 39. How happy were you with your performance, especially getting another finish?
You know what? I was very pleased with the performance. I kind of felt like it was a late stoppage, so I was kind of being a poor sport about that in that essence. But, I was really happy with it, man. I mean, I went out there against a grappler. He hit the takedown to first start off, but I knew I had landed a good side kick to the hip. He said that kind of like blew his hip out, first side kick. So he caught the side kick. He was going for that die-hard takedown. I threw an uppercut in between my legs and caught him. And I kind of felt him drop a little bit. So I was very excited with the whole performance. I dominated him on the ground from the very opening bell to the end. He threw up a few submissions in the beginning, but it was all a part of the game plan. He wore his arms out, and then my jiu-jitsu prevailed.
Taking on another tough opponent here in Teagan Dooley. He's got the 6-2 record. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
You know what? I feel like it's a rerun. I feel like it's the same fight that I had against Hayward Charles. Slightly different in the styles. But I also believe that Hayward was more experienced on the ground, having the black belt, having a long time grappling background that made him, I felt, more dangerous on the ground. Look, man, after you fight Rafael Lovato Jr., you're not really ever worried about anybody's ground game. So when it comes to Teagan Dooley, it's simply just another walk in the park.
How's training camp going, and who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
Training camp is fantastic. So I'm back at Travis Luter's gym. I was away from there for a while, so I'm back with Travis Luter. And he was, I can't remember exactly what season, but an Ultimate Fighter winner.
Oh, of course, season 4, the comeback. Got the shot against Anderson Silva. I'll never forget that because he had to shave his head because he missed weight.
Exactly. That Travis Luter right there. And, Travis has always been a great at jiu-jitsu, so it's great being over there. I call him like the godfather of the game, He pimps everything out. Whatever you got going, you go over there, let him take a look at it. I guarantee you he probably has the answer on what's going to pimp it out. He might just tell you throw it out the door. He might tell you it's not going to work in a high-level situation. You can keep playing with it, though. But, great coach. So I've been over there working a ton of grappling. And, of course, I've been over there with the Lamb Striking System powerhouse training facility out here in the DFW, Fort Worth. So right here, just at home, man, training with some of my good buddies. But no big-time names. Just been getting it in with Coach D with the Lamb Striking System. I've been trying to put in some strength and conditioning with Shug Dorsey. And then I've been getting it over there with Travis Luter doing BJJ. You know how that goes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good to hear. How's the – now, I got to ask, Bellator always does catchweight fights. Is this a middleweight fight or is this a catchweight fight?
Nah, middleweight. But I don't know if the boys ever fought at middleweight before. So if he misses weight, I'll collect a few dollars off of his check. No sweat at all. You know, I fought Bubba McDaniel before I fought that 185 against Hayward Charles, and he was a big guy. He wanted to fight at 195, and I was willing to do that, which was only a 5-pound cut. That's nothing. So, you know, I fought a lot of bigger guys before, so it's no issue. I hope he comes in heavy. I hope I get extra dollars off his check, and then I can knock him out as well.
You mentioned the knockout there. When are we going to see that in this fight? Are you predicting an early knockout or later in the fight? How do you see this unfolding?
You know what? He's big. I'm pretty sure he has a stubborn neck. So once he shoots that shot that he likes to shoot, the first shot, I may feed it to him. I may let him get a takedown and instantly reverse him, or instantly put him in a submission and let him fight that off. And then once he stands up and he thinks about taking maybe his second or his third shot, might stuff the second, and then on the third, I might already have his timing, and that's a KO right there. KO during the shot. Not while we're standing up and playing. KO while he's shooting for the takedown.
If you win this fight, you'll be 12-3. That's a great record. That's a UFC level record for sure. You know, are you looking at? You mentioned the one fight deal. I mean, I'm sure you'd like a Bellator contract. I'm sure you'd like a UFC contract. Is that kind of what you're looking at as far as what's after this, or are you looking to maybe go back to like an LFA?
You know what, dude? That is a great question. I would love something bigger, right? I would love something bigger. That would be awesome. We all know that. But I also wanted that LFA title shot, and I think that me and my manager were just kind of like disagreeing on it at first, and then by the time we kind of like decided like, yeah, let's take it, they were already going into different routes. So it was no big deal. But you know, if something bigger doesn't happen, oh yeah, I would love to steal the LFA title belt. I mean, the guy's from California. I'm from California. I got a Texas fan base. He came down south and stole the belt. So maybe he comes back down south and gives the belt up. Or maybe I go back to the West Coast where I'm from and, you know, get that victory. Because we all know my last fight in California was a loss to Curtis Melinder. But hats off to Curtis. He's in the UFC, and he looked mighty fine taking out Thiago Alves.
Yeah, he certainly did. And again, you always fight really tough guys, so I imagine something big is going to be coming next after this. Are you watching any TV right now during training camp? Any Netflix, anything like that, helping you get through things?
Man, you know what? I've been on the video games super hard. I've been back playing GTA. I haven't played GTA in a while.
Nice. Which GTA are you playing?
5.
Okay,
online.
nice.
Yeah, PlayStation. All my buddies decided they wanted to get back on, so I've been getting on, and it's crazy, man. I got like girls online sniping me, and I'm like, oh gosh, this is horrible. I'm like, I didn't think I was this bad, but I guess I am.
Good stuff, man. Well, we're certainly looking forward to your debut, man. It's Bellator 195 coming up here March 2nd. Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. Just to remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out first off to KO Reps. That's my manager. And I want to give a shout-out to the 2 gyms I've been training at most recently, which would be Travis Luter, BJJ, and Powerhouse Training Facility with the Lamb Striking System. I like to give out some shout-outs to the sponsors that my manager got me, KO Reps, you know, Punch Junk, good for the hands, got to keep the hands right, Smart Stop, storage facility, self-storage, Earth Water. I love Earth Water, guys. I don't know if you guys ever look at me on Instagram at Trailblaze to the top, but you will always see me with a bottle of Earth Water or Earth Water hat on. Icon Mills has been keeping me in shape. I was up to a marvelous 200 pounds, and it seems like it's going to shed off beautifully. I also like to give a shout-out to J. Duncanson Roofing, Jim Ross Law Group, BJJ Loan, and, of course, Unity Counseling. They're always keeping my mind right, and I have to thank them for that. And I want to give a big shout-out to you, my man. I appreciate the interview. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get any in before the fight. You kept me up perfect time, and I'm really enjoying that.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.